level of goals. And thanks to the LifeWave technology, we're achieving those goals. So every win is a win, no matter how small. So I'm so happy to be here with all of you. And so I love to start by saying LifeWave and his brand partners do not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure. And the LifeWave technology is a holistically wonderful way to optimize our health. We can do it naturally without the use of any external medications or anything that won't be exactly beneficial to our system. But this is an innovative, very amazing technology. And so during this call, we're going to highlight the X39 because that is the most comprehensive of the patch technology. But we can feel free. We're going to talk about a lot of the others, like Michael mentioned the Eon patch, which is also my second favorite patch out of all of them. And so, what is this patch technology? What is LifeWave? What is X39? For those that are unfamiliar, the X39 is a wearable light technology in the form of a patch. And when you look at the patch, in its center is a white, kind of like a white material. It's a crystal structure, actually, that was developed by David Schmidt. And what it does is it takes in our body heat. So when you place the patch on your body or within 3 inches of your body, it activates the patch, and the patch then takes in our infrared light and then reflects it back to us in a specific wavelength. Because the structure of the crystal structure in the center has been formulated to reflect a specific wavelength. So each of the different patches reflects back a different wavelength, and then it induces a different biochemical change or stimulation to our body to have different benefits. So with the X39, what it does is it increases a protein or a peptide. A peptide is a small protein called GHK copper peptide. And what a scientist named Dr. Lauren Picard figured out is that this peptide is capable of improving the activity of stem cells among a whole host of other benefits. So now with what we have, which is our X39 increasing this GHK copper peptide, is a fantastic thing because we already have it naturally in our body. Levels decrease over time, but now we have a patch technology that wakes up our body and says, come on, you can do this, and starts our body reproducing or producing that copper peptide again. Now, we also have, which we may mention, and I love to talk about it now because it's one of my favorites, our Cellergize supplement. And now within the Cellergize supplement, there's something called Cyantox, which is from a sea buckthorn. And that in combination with the X39 has been proven to increase the activity of our stem cells. So stem cells are the cells that repair and regenerate. We're born with a whole heap of them when we're born, but as we age, they start to decrease. So now we have that ability to bring and wake up those stem cells that become dormant. After age 30, we lose 50, and after age 60, we lose 90% of those stem cells. So the ability to repair and regenerate has significantly been impacted. But with the X39, with the Cellergize combination, we're going to wake up those stem cells to do those big time goals that we want. We want to work out. We want to live life and we want to be happy. And we want to be pain free for those of us. So, you want to be pain free. You want nice, beautiful, clear skin. You want to erase those fine lines and wrinkles. You want to look fabulous into your older years because you're reversing the age, the ravages of time and environment. And you want to look great. That's X39. That's the LifeWave technology. And it is a patented technology, like I said, created by David Schmidt. They're non-transdermal, which means nothing is going into your body. Only your light is being reflected back to you. We wear it for 12 hours. We give our body a 12-hour break, and then we put on a new patch because the most effective time frame was discovered to be the 12-hour time frame. We place the patch daily because those benefits do compound over time. Some may feel it within one patch, others it takes time, 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Whatever time frame it is, the body is doing something, and the patches are helping the body do something from patch day one. So be patient, Patch daily, stay hydrated to improve the cellular communication, and then you'll feel those true benefits. And always tie into the person who has sponsored you or the person that signed you up because they will help support you with your questions or come into these calls. And this is where we share and we'll learn so much from each other. Now, a few housekeeping rules. Use symptoms only, no diagnosis names. Tell us how you felt before, what patch you use, and how fabulous you feel now thanks to the patch technology. And of course, having an awesome, healthy lifestyle is super amazing to adapt to add to everything. So thank you all for sharing. I love the hands raised. Let's all raise our hands. Let's share some stories because we're here to learn and share. Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Dr. Annabelle. And Dr. Annabelle, if you have friends that are know people that are Spanish speakers that are interested in LifeWave, she is exceptional. Of course, she's a doctor, so she's got a lot of background, so she can help a lot of people out there. But if you're interested in LifeWave, not asking her for advice, that's medical practice stuff, and you have to sign up for that. So anyway, just like I was talking about, before we started or as we were starting, uh, it's amazing to me, after 5 years of not having hiked in the mountains, and not really hiking at all. In Florida, you walk the beach, that's your hike. It's not that big of a hike. So hiking in the mountains is a whole different animal. And so I was kind of skeptical, how long it would take me to get back into the groove again. And I know a lot of you guys are like, well, Mike, you used to be a Navy SEAL. It's like easy for you. I was a Navy SEAL like what, 40 years ago? So yeah, it's long, that's a long time. So you develop yourself, you keep yourself developed, and you have the tools to keep that going. And if you decide to get back in the groove again or something you've been absent for a while, this is the best product out there. And that's why I believe, and we all believe, that LifeWave is for the whole world. It's not just for, people like myself that are, a little bit older. I feel myself, I'm just a little older. In the past, I remember looking at people like in their 60s, like, wow, they're ancient. But now it's like, hey, people that are 100 are ancient to me now. So it's relative, right? So some of you that are listening, maybe you're in your 20s, maybe you're in your teens, whatever it might be, LifeWave can be for you, and LifeWave can absolutely, accelerate your development or get you back online again. If you've gone backwards, now the angry cells that we call them, the C cells, right? Uh, I just saw a letter between David Schmidt and another doctor that was talking about how she was able to reverse the angry cells, and we've had a lot of people that have talked about that. Of course, we can't go specific on that or say that this will absolutely do that, but within their conversation, which I found very interesting, they talked about hard science. So when Jen gave my wife, Tracy, the patch, Tracy and I are very skilled in energy. We move energy, we understand energy. So when Tracy felt that patch, she instantly knew this was something different, right? So she brought it to me. I was like, oh, what's that? And then I saw the background on it. It was made for Navy SEALs. And I was like, oh, I heard about this. So then I started trying it and I got instant results. Some people, like we keep talking about, you may not, if you don't understand or feel energy, it's something that develops over time. Some people never develop it. That's okay. But with the LifeWave patch, I've never seen anyone not have results over time. So it works inside your body, and it's those angry cells like we're talking about. That's a mutation of a stem cell in your body. So stem cells can be unmutated, and stem cells can be reactivated in your body. So you start to look younger, like a lot of us here are great demonstrations of. All right. So let's move on. I know Francine, you had your hand raised right away, and Perry, thank you guys for raising your hands. Francine,
Hi, Michael.
hi.
So I want to tell you, first of all, I wasn't out hiking like you were, but for the last couple of weeks, I've been packing because I'm moving next week.
Oh,
So packing, putting the stuff in the box is a piece of cake, but carrying the box to the staging
oh yeah.
area, my goodness.
I just
So
went
I
through
think
that. Yeah, that's a chore.
yeah, I know you guys just did it. Well,
Still
anyway,
doing it.
last still doing it. Yeah. Well, last Wednesday, I'd been at it for I don't know 6 hours, and my back was just screaming at me, and I couldn't even stand up or sit down without pain. And so I went to the kitchen and I saw my Cellergize there. Now, mind you, okay, I'm wearing my X3949 every day, and my Cellergize I already took it in the morning, so this was around 4 o'clock. And I said, I'm going to have another Cellergize and see what that does. And before I put the glass, I filled it up, drank it. Before I put the glass on the countertop, the pain was gone. I'm going, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was thrilled, really was. So that's my story about Cellergize. And
Oh my
it's
God.
amazing.
We just
Yeah.
keep getting so many. Thank you so much for that, Francine. We keep getting so many new miracles from the Cellergize. And David spent a lot of time. I'd listen, of course, I've listened to David for years now, 3 years. But he would talk about supplements. It's like supplement this, supplement that. That'll help this patch, and this patch does better with this. And for your overall wellness, you should be doing this. He developed his own, Cellergize has all the stuff that he's been talking about for years, and he put
Mhm.
it into one exceptional ingredient. I use it before I go work out. I used it while I was hiking. I was like, let me try it out for the hiking. So that probably helped as well. So I'm sipping on during my hike. I'm sipping on water and Cellergize. So lots of great feedback from the Cellergize. So we're going to continue, obviously, to see more and more as time goes on, as more people use it and get their experiences. So thanks a lot, Francine.
You're welcome.
Perry,
Yes, can you hear me?
very low.
Yes, can you hear me?
Can hear you, but you're very, very low.
Hey, I'm having trouble with my computer, but I'm trying to talk real loud. My story
We
is,
really, it's barely, we can barely hear you.
okay, is this better?
That's better. Okay.
Um, my story is that I was asleep at the wheel. I had changes that I hadn't realized, and I've been on for 4 years. And I noticed that the freckles on the back of my hands have gone away, and I have very clear hands. There's not a freckle on there. Uh, so,
The
and
freckles on her hands have gone away. I'm going to interpret Perry because it is very quiet. Go ahead. And your hair.
the back of my hair is black, and it was very thin, and now I've got gobs of hair, and it's thick, and I'm loving that. And then the other thing is I have eyebrows now. When you get white-headed, your eyebrows get white and they're indefinable. And I don't use a pencil or anything. So I am just pleased we're turning back that clock. And thank you for having me on.
All
They came.
right. Very, very good, Perry. So your hair in the back is getting thicker, darker, and you're getting your eyebrows back. They're darker. Yeah, that we can see it. So you look lovely. Good job. And look at that. No more freckles on the hands. That's beautiful. Beautiful
Right.
hands.
Miracle. Thank you,
Thanks, Perry.
Perry. I called her, Michael, and begged her to come.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Spoke on Connie's last
I'm glad
night.
she did. That's beautiful. Tina.
Hello, Michael. Hello,
Hi.
everybody. Dr. Annabelle, first, I want to say last night, listening to you about the leg issue, and I thought I raised my hand and I was going to piggyback on your story because it's amazing after 1 year, I've had that issue my whole life and it's hereditary. And I was like, it may be hereditary, but it's disappearing. So I think same thing, diet, doing all the right stuff. It's a big benefit. And the Cellergize this morning, I decided I was going to go out and hedge shrubs, and I have a ratchet. Yeah, that my finger got pinched inside the ratchet on my index finger right here, and it immediately went to a blister, turned purple black, and of course I'm all dirty, and I said, oh, I got my 12-hour X39 under the belly button, so I pulled it off and I stuck it on the blister, threw the glove back on, and I said, we'll see if it works. Pain went away, and finger is not discolored at all. And that's with Cellergize and X39. I was amazed, because I bruise and wow. And I think it's the Cellergize, like you said, Michael. I think it just elevates the healing.
Very nice. Very nice.
So
And
anyway.
Dr. Annabelle, are you going to talk about the leg thing, or
Yeah.
what exactly? Are you
I
talking
didn't want to. I didn't want to add her story. I thought maybe
Okay.
you'd like to
All
share
right.
it.
We'll shift over to Dr. Annabelle, and she'll finish the little tease that you started. Thank you.
Oh, yes, I did share it last week. So it was basically those nasty, very apparent raised veins that a lot of people have on your legs. And, we're not going to say the name of it, but it's unsightly for a lot of us, and we hate having them. And of course, being on your feet all day, part of your career or whatever have you. So, and pregnancy and weight gain, all of those factors were not beneficial to my legs. And we were on the beach, and I was putting on sun cream on my legs, the clean kind, and very minimal of it. And it was amazing that about 60%, I would say, of those nasty looking veins seem to have cleared up. So I'm excited to see. Now I'm on the patches technology, especially X39, for 2 years. So I'm excited to see now that we have the addition of the Cellergize, because it adds in those minerals and the supplements that we may not be getting in our diet. And that enhances the power of the patches. So I'm super excited to see going forward what the combination of the X39 and Cellergize will be capable of doing. Of course, the water machine is coming eventually, but that is going to be truly amazing. But to be on it for 2 years and have my leg veins not so visible is pretty awesome. I'd also love to share that I have a brand new sign up not that long ago. I've known her for years. And so she saw one of my posts or a couple of my posts on social media, and she reached out. And so she signed up. She's only using X39. She's in her mid 30s, otherwise a very healthy individual. And she sends me a message. She's about 2 weeks into it, and she says, "Oh, I woke up with a really bad headache. Those really severe headaches that really is debilitating for a lot of people, and you have to stay in the dark." Well, she had a really bad headache, and so she's only using the X39 in the daytime. So she put on her patch, and then she had her saved used patch, and she put it in on her forehead. And she said very quickly within, she didn't tell me the time frame, but I'll say very quickly, she said her pain went from a level 7 to a level 4. So much so better that she was able to function. Now she has two younger kids, and a mom has to function despite whatever you're feeling. And she was able to function and do her get around her day. So that is truly incredible for me. I love hearing those kind of stories. Also, she had told me that he's now 13-year-old son was having some sleep issues. And so I said, you know what? Take your used X39 and put it on him at night. Well, lo and behold, 2 days after he was using the X39, he said he slept really well. So that was incredible too. I love to hear those stories. And of course, I'm going to add that disclaimer. LifeWave doesn't have any recommendations in terms of using it for anyone younger than 18 years of age. But we as parents or guardians, we can use it intuitively as we see fit. Of course, you monitor the child, but I have safely used it for my daughter now for 2 years, and I will continue to use it. And so she used it for a 13-year-old. And when he wasn't using the patches, when he was at his dad's, he said he did not sleep as well. So that is a testament to the technology, even a used patch, which was pretty awesome.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Always love it when the youngsters are, get some benefits from it. So that's fun. Thanks for the shares. Priscilla.
Sorry, I was looking for the mute button. I'm always talking on mute. It's good to see you, Jaco. I really tried to be here last Monday to share this with you, and my schedule got crazy. This one is kind of long, but I wrote everything down so I could stay on point.
All right.
Number one, I'm in my 3rd month. Number two, I've lost inches. And I don't know how, why, or where. I long haul I have long haul COVID. Long haul, it attacked all the joints in my body, and I'm throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at it. So X39, yes. I also go for lymphatic drainage, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I go to the EE system center close to me.
Yep.
Like no Carmine, but the one close to me. So I've been doing that for maybe a month and a half, 6 weeks.
Good.
When I went for lymphatic drainage, I had lost inches. They had to take in the pants. I don't know if you've ever seen the process, but you wear some pants, and they hook you up to a machine and they do it. They had to take in the inches because it was not touching me.
Wow.
So I don't know how, I don't know why, but I'm in my 3rd month of X39 and only 6 weeks of every other week of EE system. So I'm thinking it might be the LifeWave patches.
Yeah, combined with the the other system. We've talked about how the benefits of LifeWave combined with other modalities often accelerates them and makes them even more potent. So I'm glad because that's a really good system. But I would like to see everyone that's using that system also in LifeWave, because as I said, it's going to benefit everybody in the world, and I think that's the case. So I think you're proving that even with another modality that's very effective, when you use LifeWave in conjunction with it, it accelerates the benefits of it.
Yes, I have more. Thank you for being on Mike Barra. 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I was the one who patched up to go to the family reunion because I have trouble walking with all the joints, and I had left a lot of details out of that chat. I'm sorry, but that's what it was. I was having trouble walking, and so I had 2 or 3 ice waves on each foot just to go to the family reunion, and it worked. It worked. Also, thank you for sharing X39, X49 Eon patch promo. I couldn't get 5 of them, but I got 2 of them. And I started 49, but I don't know where to put the Eon. And I sleep in 39 and 49 because I sleep on grounded sheets. So I have all my metals while I'm sleeping. And I don't know where to put the Eon patch.
So do you wear the X39, X49 during the day?
No.
You wear them at night?
Now after you're on Barra, I did 2 days because I have a sprained ankle and it's really bad. So I did wear them, like you said, a couple of days around the clock, but I didn't even think of putting it on the ankle till just now. I will do that later. Like tonight.
You can put the Eon anywhere you have some swelling, inflammation, whatever, or pain. But just like the X39, 2 fingers below the belly button, you can put that on. You can put it on, like if you do the X39, X49 at night, you could put it on during the day or vice versa. So I think most people like myself use it X39, X49 during the day and then Eon at night. But whatever works for you, your body, you listen to your body. Obviously, you listen to your body very well, and whatever works for you, and that'll change with time, as you'll see. You'll move the patches around and you'll wear them different times. It's just keep using them.
That's what I did. I put 49 on top of the belly button and 39 on the bottom of the belly button. It's like, yeah, let's get y'all going. Okay, last one, because I've gone through the whole checklist. I agree with Miss Tracy Joe. I hope she's listening. She made a comment on the podcast with Noah, Mr. Noah, about you have to make your own program, which you just said that I was doing with the modalities.
Yeah, very good.
So thank you both.
Thank you, Priscilla.
And if I can add one more thing,
sure.
I really miss your lives on Rumble because those chats were awesome.
maybe I'll go over there and do some in the future. But right now we're live on YouTube as we're doing this show. and we almost have as many people watching on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for joining us as we do right here in this window. So the Zoom invite. So it's
Yes.
growing. So a lot of people are getting
I just
involved in it. A lot of people are interested in it. So I think that's fantastic. So yeah, we'll do a live Rumble at some point. Rumble was good to me when YouTube kicked me out. Rumble was my home for a while. And now YouTube, I guess because things are changing, free speech is coming back again. YouTube has let me back.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Priscilla. Michelle.
Hi.
Hi.
This is an incident that happened yesterday, and it was like one of those transformative miracles right before your eyes. We were at my grandson's birthday party, a pool party, and a lot of kids, parents, relatives were there. And one of the relatives, young 45-ish, came in looking like she was in so much pain. Two men were holding her up. She was crawling, like dragging her feet. She had bags in a hand, and then she had two plastic bags, white, that looked like, I don't know, garbage bags, like a homeless person. So she came in, walked in, everyone's walking, who's this, what's happening? She said, oh, I just came from ER, my knee, I don't know what it is. They said it's nothing, it's not spray, it's sprayed, but it's not broken, nothing torn. So they put her in a lounge chair, sat down next to me. I know who she is, I've given her patches before. And I said, what's going on? And she told me the story. And I said, I got it. I'll help you. So I went over, I got my little bag, and I got two X39s. And I decided I'm going to stack them. And then
Nice.
she was on the lounge chair with her leg out. I said, get rid of that ice. Like you told me once before, then dried the spot down, pulled all the junk away from her. Somebody came over with an umbrella and a hat and sunglasses, and she was laying out and put it on there. She was around 15, 20 minutes. And all of a sudden, people said, what happened? Who are you? You don't even look like the same person. And then she went, oh, yeah, I forgot. It's the patch. It's the patch on my knee. I don't even have any more pain. She was calm, relaxed, and everybody was like, this is amazing. Right before our eyes. It was great.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you've given her the patches before, and she's still
On and off.
that's the way a lot of people are. They're like,
yeah.
I don't know. And then you give it back to them, like, oh, I got great results. And then they
And
still
now
don't use it. They're like, come on.
but she said, well, maybe because I use them, it happened quicker. I said,
Maybe.
maybe it happened, and this is the miracle. So it was a great, great story.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, Michelle. And I think a lot of people, when they get extreme discomfort and they use the patch, because we patch people at events all the time, and they're getting results because they've been in pain for a long time, and the patch, because it brings so much energy, new energy, and they're stuck in an energy flow that's very negative. It brings in good energy. They have really good results very quickly.
Yeah, the fact that her face just went from crunched up in pain to
right.
that to everyone else was the miracle. Like, what's going on?
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And that calm you get too with the patches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it helps a lot of people. So that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Michelle.
Thanks.
James.
Wow. Hey, Michael. Great to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Great interview with Juan. Thanks. That was awesome.
Thank you.
But I'll stick to LifeWave. Mostly I'm just a couple of weeks in. I'm using X39, X49, and I'm using the Eon patches. I ordered a bunch more. Ankle issues and energy, my main things. And I've noticed I'm doing the Cellergize. I'm doing the X39 on the neck, X49 on the belly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that should be reversed. I'm not sure if it makes a difference.
It can. So maybe play around with it and see if you get a difference. So sometimes I flip them just to see, because if I have some kind of issue, I'll flip them and I'll get good results. But usually I put X39 at C7, but not always. Sometimes I
Okay.
put X39 2 inches below the belly button, and then X49 in my lower back because I've had some issues back there, but I haven't had issues back there in like years now.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's good
Awesome.
stuff. Hmm.
Yeah, so I start with this Cellerige first thing in the morning.
Nice.
But what I've noticed, it's only a couple of weeks, and I generally am slow with any kind of supplements and things. I'm a little more like the long term, but I've noticed better energy, better morning energy. Get out, get the patches on, get the cell, get my feet out on the grass, get my dumbbells out, do some light workouts in the sun.
Good man.
And and the joints seem to be it's a little early to tell, but I really think that ankle issue is slowly diminishing. We got out on horses yesterday we're up in Teton Canyon here, so we get up in the woods.
Ooh, beautiful.
And
Mm.
I was able to mount okay, getting up in the stirrup and stuff. But
Yeah.
after a couple miles, it was kind of wild out there because of the flies and the horses were going a little crazy. So I came back. The ankles were still a bit sore, but I was like, wow, I made it out there. So
Yeah.
that was really cool. Um, Couple of quick questions. Okay, placing multiple patches. I've been using the eons on specific locations like you suggested. But what is it?
Mhm.
I hear people talking about stacking. What is literally stacking them together?
Yeah, one on top of the other. There's wallpapering where you would do different patches. Like, let's say you have an injury. I've treated people with injuries, X39, X49, Eon, and
Wow.
maybe Alavita, whatever the injury, whatever the problem is. I do that with myself
Yeah.
in different places. That's wallpapering. Sometimes stacking, like we're talking about, is like you really have an issue and you put like one patch on and you're like, that's really not like Michelle was talking about with that one lady that had a knee
Yep.
problem. So she
Yep.
brought two X39s. I don't know if she stacked them or put them on, different locations, but you can wallpaper stack if you. I've heard of people like they had real problems with sleeping, and they use the nighttime patch for sleeping, and they did like three of them, and they like just got zonked. So
Right. Right.
uh,
Right. 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 Yes.
yeah. So, and they were like, I have had a lot of problems sleeping, so I want to make sure I get some good sleep. So
Wow.
stacking really just puts a lot of energy there. And then once you do the you know a really good zap of the energy, then you can start to back off over time. Maybe just if you do three, maybe two, and then one, and then you're
Interesting.
should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, sleep for me is not an issue, and I have I got some CBD gummies I market and use if I
Oh,
need. But my thing is waking up and energy, which brings me to the question of how do you use the energy patches when you want that extra boost? Where do you put them
yeah.
yourself?
There's a couple different locations. It depends on, like for you with your ankles, you
Yep,
might even put the energy patches there. But a good spot is the kidney one, which is like the bottom of the foot. Like if you have your your big toe and your four toes.
yep,
So it's like right in that little groove area.
okay,
That's where that kidney one spot is. So you
yep.
put it there. Of course, you got the brown on the left and the white on the right. But another one you can
Now, when
do
you
both.
say left and right, did you mean opposite feet or opposite sides of the foot, like top, bottom?
So the brown patch goes left foot, and then the white goes on the right foot. Same
Oh,
thing with
okay,
if
all
you
right.
move them up the body, you want to keep them because they're basically like a positive negative charge. And then you take the brown if you really want to get boosted energy if you need it, which I did with my hike just recently,
Yep,
10 mile
yep,
hike.
yep.
I also put them up on the lung point. So the lung is like right up in here.
Okay,
Uh, you know,
yep,
imagine
yep.
top of your lung.
And
You put it there,
you put the
just below your
opposing
collarbone.
patches back, both of them here, like one, two. Okay.
Yep, same
That
thing.
that's that's
And if you like I said, if you want a lot of energy, or you're going on something where you think you might need a lot of energy, that's you just take it next level. Now, some people are like, I don't have the income to do all that, but occasionally maybe you would do it just to see, and maybe skip a day and it's okay. So, just see how that extra energy might affect you. And then once you get an extra energy boost, maybe you've been having some issues in your body, and that'll just like break that barrier. because you got some kind of stoppage, and the extra energy push will like push through that. And that's really what the ice wave and the energy enhancer, that's what they do. They basically blockages and so forth. They basically get that pain moving, or that energy going in a better and consistent method. Like, I've never tried anything. I've tried, as you might imagine, as a
Yep.
bodybuilder and being in the SEAL teams. I led PTs all the way till I retired.
Wow.
So, and that was extremely unusual.
Yep.
But so I use a lot of different, stuff to like supplement myself or
Sure.
energy.
Yep.
Nothing has been as consistent and smooth, because usually if you like drink a lot of coffee, you're like,
Yep. Yep.
and then you're like, all day long, you're like, you go up and then you crash.
Right.
With the energy enhancer, is just a constant smooth energy that just keeps coming. It's like, wow,
That's
keep going.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's
what I've noticed, just with the patches I'm using in the morning, it gives me I just feel inspired to work out more and to
that's
get
beautiful.
get the feet on the grass, get in the sun, get the weights, light weights. I'm not heavy. I'm 70, but you
Mm.
know, get moving, and it just seems to like get me over the edge of, oh, should I? Or so I mean, I used to be a
Nice.
heavy weight lifter, but it was long ago. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I don't want to take up a bunch more time. One more. That was great answers. Really appreciate it. But I just still have to figure out who to contact for further questions. It's, your backup person, or just not sure who that is or where to go for that. Or,
Yeah, I've got Jen Allen or Roxanne. So both of them are like part of my team,
yep,
and they do the overflow together. They're a huge group, and so
right,
they help me out quite a bit. So, and if there's something that they feel I need to get involved in, they'll contact me.
right.
But yeah,
I,
but
I'm
they'll answer almost 99% of the questions. So
not sure how to contact, let's say Jen, for instance, how to.
I just am sending you my text number. Actually, call
Okay,
and text me. Okay,
okay,
I'm sending it to you right now, private.
okay. All right, great. Okay, cool. I think that's that it. I don't want to take up any more time. Thanks so much, and again, awesome interview last night. That totally rocked.
yeah, he was on point last night. Thanks. James, you're looking good for 70. Good job, man. You've been taking care of yourself, and I'm glad you're on
Well,
LifeWave, because we're gonna see at 100 looking just as good.
looking forward. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you,
Perfect. Yeah.
Joanne.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I have to thank you again, Michael. It's a year since I had been listening to you, and so many things have changed. And I thought, well, let me just write them down, because when I look at my body, I kind of understand it. But anyway, I have to thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I'm just so grateful and blessed. So after a year, I started with X39.
Mm-hmm.
I went on to X49 after 4 months. So I decided to put it down. And I was like, this is crazy, insane crazy. The transformation in my body at 73 is insane. So I will try to be good. I will try real hard to be good. But the first thing I noticed was bone density. Am I allowed to say this?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Increased bone density. That helped when I face planted and I didn't break a bone. I didn't break my nose. It was amazing that my body had transformed like that. I had connective tissue disease. It's healed, gone. I don't even know where it is.
Wow.
My hands are no longer white. They used to turn purple. And the reason why I'm saying this is because after a year, I decided, let me look, because I listened to everybody sharing. I hope my testimonial helps people. Cartilage repair, I had connective tissue disease. Nothing rips anymore. Doesn't rip. Not happening. I had fibromyalgia. I had dark spots all over my hands. They're basically almost gone. Gone. Scar tissue, repaired. Gone. Gums, bled all the time. No longer there. And the injuries that I experienced with my skin healing in 7 days, a doctor told me should never happen. Should be 4 to 6 weeks. Should never have happened. So digestive issues, I was a mess. Gone. Blood pressure, normal. The pain in my heels, gone. Now, this is the interesting part. The vision, my vision was about 20/30. I would say that it's more 20/20, and the distance it's getting like it's even better. Now, we were talking, and Dr. Annabelle, I couldn't agree with you more. I tried the Cellergize. I don't know what's going on. I have tried many things over years because as a dancer, I had horrible explosions on my veins. Okay. They're disappearing. And it's the Cellergize. It was when I added the Cellergize, just like Dr. Annabelle said, she's noticing that things are changing. So I am grateful. I am blessed. I thank God every day. I just wish I have tried many, many, many things over the years. Nothing like this. This is in a category of its own. There is nothing that I've experienced like it to have 14 things that I live with pain every day. It's unbelievable. So thank you guys. Roxanne and Jen are great. They're wonderful. Very easy. They've coached me. God bless them. I don't know how they put up with me, but I'm so grateful. But thank you.
Wow. That's great, Joanne. And it's the same thing we were talking about where things are reversing because those stem cells, along with the Cellergize, which has that what is it? Is it monk fruit? Dr. Annabelle, what is it?
Sea buckthorn. Sea buckthorn.
Sea buckthorn. Okay.
Yeah. And it's an extract of sea buckthorn called cyantox.
I have to remember
monk
that.
fruit is the sweetener, Dr. Annabelle, too. They have that in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was
and it's the only thing
thinking about it. Makes it delicious.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just looking at Dr. Annabelle and she was just smiling. It was like, I remember Dr. Annabelle when she started, she's always been a beautiful woman, but she is just epic now.
Yep.
And look at Barry. Look at Barry down there. He's looking good too. He's a handsome guy. So we got a beautiful woman and a handsome man. Go ahead, Barry, say something. He's frozen, so I must put it on pause. So he didn't get that. That would have been funny for him. All right. Thanks, Joanne. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Lynn.
I love these shares tonight. Just awesome.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, they're fun. So I have 3 for everyone, my normal 3. I have a brand partner who's been on the X39 and the X49 for about 6 weeks, and he saw a friend that he hadn't seen since before the patches. So I'll quote, his friends said, "You look amazing. You look so different. You are so sharp." And he said that several times. His friend and his friend's business partner, they're both took the COVID jab and they have severe brain fog. And they're 2 young gentlemen, businessmen in their 40s. And it's so bad, they're starting to get some bad customer service reviews because they just can't remember things. So we're getting both of them signed up on the patches.
Yay.
That around. You did that wonderful show with David Schmidt about the X39 and that. So he noticed how much my brand partner had changed with those patches. So I'm looking forward I'll have more testimonies on that, I'm sure, in a couple weeks. And then I have another customer who's been on the X39 and the Eon for about 2 months. And she got our special where we had the 39.49 and the Eon package. And so she's 3 days into the X49. So I'm just going to read from her email. She said, "Very soon after starting the X49, I noticed improvement in the swelling of my feet, especially my right foot that has a foot drop. Now, even with the heat, there's a little swelling and the skin redness is gone. My right ankle, which has been sprained dozens of times and has been popping and cracking, is about gone with the X39. My energy's better for watering the garden and doing things outdoors. She's in her 70s. And she said, my mood is even better the past 3 days with the X49.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good.
Yeah, she is super excited, and so am I. And the third is a little bit different story than I share, and then we probably share. But this is a Miracle Monday, and to me, part of the miracle is how people are brought into LifeWave to use the patches. And so I had an MK Ultra survivor, a trafficking survivor, reach out to me, and she'd seen me on a podcast, likely yours, that we did, and she's been in horrible pain and PTSD ever since, and has not had much relief at all. And I was talking to her Sunday. She said,
how many years is that?
so she was talking probably about 50 years ago.
Woo.
And she was telling me the name of the U.S. University Medical Center where it occurred. I'm up to a list of about, I think, 17 now, Michael.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no,
don't share that. Let me share. I'll share it. I'll say I have someone that on good that told me.
Yeah.
A little bird told me. So
Yeah.
Want to keep you safe. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Yes. And so she said that the way that God talks to her is just with a word or two. And then a few days later, he'll show her what he meant. And so one day last week, he said, patches. So that's what she heard him say to her. And she had no idea what he was talking about. She never heard of LifeWave. I mean, she had absolutely no idea. So she kept just watching to see what he would say. And then she saw me on a podcast talking about the LifeWave patches. And that's when she knew, yeah, that's what she was supposed to get. And so just like he did with me, when I first heard your show, it's how I got on the patches. He told her he wanted her to buy these and share them too, so that she could help other people. So we're getting her signed up in the next couple weeks as a brand partner, so that way she can get her results and help other people.
Oh my God, Tracy wants to say something.
Yeah.
Where am I in the box though, so I can get
right over there?
Over there. Okay. Hi.
Hey,
Lynn,
Tracy Joe.
you always spark my energy. And we've been talking about these patches being energy, and this is our show, so I'm going to feel safe to say what I'm getting ready to say here. Okay, when Jennifer put the patch in my hand and I felt it, it's because our frequency, there's 144,000 chosen ones, remember? And
yes,
we're the ones that feel it. And every one of us is going to go out and touch another 144,000. You guys, this is how this is working. I'm shaking right now. This is what me and Lynn do. We have a show that we just allow ourselves.
That's right.
In. We just allow it to come in because that's what the patches are doing. And what you're seeing, you guys, I'm letting it happen because this is what happens when you put a patch on someone that is a sensitive person. They start to vibrate. Their cells, their actual stem cells, love what you just did to them. They're so grateful. They're so thankful that they found it. And I have to stop there. And that's why I do shows with Lynn, because Lynn helps me bring in the more authentic part of myself that I've been hiding for a long, long time until we found the patches. And that's my truth. And that's how I share them. I'm not a doctor, but Dr. Annabelle, when I get around you and your beautiful family and you share your daughter and the truth of her joy around all of these people that are healthy and wealthy with health and wise and full of wisdom, that's us healing the children. Okay, so as we patch ourselves, you guys, we get stronger and we can help to heal the children. Children deserve to be around beautiful, healthy, amazing people that are taking responsibility for the world and their lives. We owe them that. And I'll stop there because I could go for a long time. Thank you.
Love
All
you,
right.
Tracy Joe.
I love you all.
Ooh, it's a
Yeah.
tearjerker. All right.
Yeah.
Anita.
Hi, it's hard to follow that, Tracy Joe. I'm telling you, pass the Kleenex, baby doll.
No doubt.
The mission is a common mission of the heart. You're absolutely right. And it's such power to have these patches in my hand. After 40 years of being an OR nurse, learning to hate my profession because of the lies and the depth of the lies, it never set well. And this resonates. I feel like I got my wings now, that I have tools to make a huge impact like now. So I came into this having used the patches a lot years ago with my daughter and got unfocused, uncommitted, and not really paying attention to how my own life was going because I had systemic mold. And with systemic mold, you've got all of it: the fatigue, the weakness, the brain fog, the joints that hurt, the welts, you name it, the hair loss, incredible. So when I put these patches on, because Rock said, you know, you really should do both, like the Faraday cage, because when you have mold, you are 500 to 600 times more affected than the average person by the Wi-Fi and the 5G towers all around you. It eats you alive. You almost feel yourself vibrating. So when I switched to do with the bundle, the 39 and 49, and do it right, okay, big changes. I started writing it down when I was listening to Joanne, like, oh my God, because it is, like last night, I found out a condition that I have that everybody thought was the mold coming out of my skin or the heavy metals with the chelation, but really a little doctor in Jupiter, Florida at 1:30 this morning in the ER at Cleveland Clinic is where I went. He said, oh, I know what that is. I said, really? He said, it's topical steroid withdrawal. So doctors for the last 7 months have been putting forms of topical steroids in my repertoire, and it was actually hurting me. And now I'm on huge doses of prednisone, but he said, you know what? For what you've been through, your swelling and your skin, and you're a bunch of little things, but for me, like sleep, energy, powering through the most horrific challenges of my life. This, you know, like dealing with insurance companies for my home, my car, the hurricanes, moving to my sisters, and everything. It couldn't be more challenging. And as an OR nurse, I lived other people's hell with them all the time. So for me to sail through this, quick-witted, telling stories, embracing people. Today, I told a really cool chiropractor in Jupiter about LifeWave because he saw the patch on my neck and he was doing the thing. And I said, dude, I don't even want to know what I would look like or feel like without these right now. It's that big. And when I'm a believer in the mission of the recovery of the natural medicine that we can share with each other and the world, this will be my retirement fun. Like every day, I'm going to have a van. I'm going to do a book tour next year. And I am so excited to have this tool in my every part of my body. It really is exciting. And I love, love, love to share with docs the Sunday night call. That is supercharging their interest and their own reflection. You know, like, what could this do for me and my people? So to me, it really is the answer for what am I going to do when I'm an old lady? And for me, my max number in my family was 93, my grandma. So I told my daughter the other day, I'm going to beat it by a decade at least. So just be prepared because I'm a handful now.
Oh, yeah.
So just wait, right? Just wait, Michael. So
I believe you. I feel the same way. I'm gonna kick hundreds ass. You muted, Anita.
the reason I really told Rox I wanted to share was, remember the other night I talked about retracing and my bad OR hand and how, oh my God, it's fixing it. I fell last year in my dining room, passed out, blood pressure 60/40, broke 3 toes, and hold on to your stomach linings, 1 toe pulled right off. And it was attached with flesh, okay? It was attached with flesh. Bone was still there because the bone had been fused long ago. I popped that toe right back on, pressure dressed it, elevated it, saw our common friend, Rox and I's podiatrist, 12 hours later. And so we did some things, wrapped it, no sutures, moved some bones around, needle localization. It was doing what it was going to do, right? The other day, I'm running around my sister's beautiful house, getting ready to pack, and I realize that the disfigurement, the tension where tissue had been torn, it's gone. And this was going to be, you know, when you get old and you lose your balance, right? And so many things happen because you lost your balance, right? That my future was scaring the bejesus out of me with that foot. And now my foot has retraced its way back. So I am so grateful, and probably my daughter will be too when I'm 103 and I'm not falling everywhere. So bravo, LifeWave.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that tour is going to be epic. I think you're going to have so much to share. It's good.
Oh
Good,
man,
Anita.
I'm so excited. Book signings, I've already got a bunch of them scheduled right in this town of
Oh,
people
wow.
who've been helping me for the last 3 months. And I promise them
Outstanding.
all that the key players get a signed copy.
There you
And
go.
the gist of it is, you'll love this. It ends with us. Okay, now that was a best-selling book and movie, but it was on my sister's coffee table when I walked in this house, and I read it in one night. And the concept is, it does end with all of us, the lies, the fear, the powerlessness, the hopelessness, and the poverty. So it's going to have, the context will be my life from way, way back. But the gist of it is, it ends with us. So that's the book coming in my maiden name, Anita Marie Marina. Look for it November 26th.
All right. Looking forward to it. Thanks. Great shares. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Frederick.
Hi, can I bump to Art? Because I witnessed his story and he's got a really good one.
We'll get both of you. We'll go a little bit over. Go ahead.
Art.
Unless you don't want to go. Go ahead, Art.
No, I do, but I wanted to bump to Art because it goes with Tracy Joe's.
Yes, it does. When Tracy Joe said what she said, Jen took care of me this week. I camped out on her couch and I got to meet Barbara for her birthday in person. That was wonderful. But one of the nights that I was there, Jennifer sat down with me and she told me the story of when she introduced Tracy Joe to the patches. And she told me how she placed it in Tracy Joe's hand. So, and she told me the whole story. Well, the very next day at the conference that we were at, I had been talking to a woman all week long because it's kind of like an ice box in there where the presentation was going on. So I'd step outside frequently to thaw out. And this other woman I had been talking with, her husband kept their room like an ice box. So she would step out to thaw out as well. And we carried on several conversations during the week. Well, Friday morning, it came out that she had been in a car accident. Somebody had backed into her at 30 miles an hour. And she told me all about it. And I said, oh, my goodness. Well, have you ever been patched? And so I explained the patches to her. And I said, I can go inside and bring them out here and do it. And she goes, no, I'll just get my husband and we'll come inside and see you later. So later on that day, this was Friday, the very last day, and I'd been talking to this woman for 3 or 4 days and just never mentioned the patches, but we had some great conversations. So anyway, she brought her husband in and introduced him to me and everything. So I handed her the patch. I said, and in talking to her, I realized how in tune to energy she was through the conversations we had. She was very intuitive. And so I just had her, I said, hold out your hand. And I placed the patch in her hand. And then I focused on her husband because I had already explained to her about the patches and the power of the patch. So I went over that with her husband. And then halfway through me talking to her husband, she says, oh, my goodness, I feel my hand tingling. I can feel it in my hand. And she was very excited about it. And I was too. So I went on and explained it to her husband, and I put an X39 on the back of his neck. And I said, and if you had pain somewhere, I wouldn't have put it on your neck. I would have put it on your pain. And he said, well, actually, my shoulders feels terrible. I said, well, what's your pain level on your shoulder from like 1 to 10? He said, well, I'd say it's about a 10. I said, whoa, okay, well, here, let me get another patch. So I pulled out another X39, had him put his finger on his shoulder, and I put the X39 directly over the pain on his shoulder. And within 1 minute, he had gone from a 10 to a 4. And by the time we were through talking, he was lifting his arm up and rolling it around and everything, and his pain was completely gone. So wow. I thought that was a miracle that she felt it in her hand like she did, and his shoulder pain was able to go away. So and another thing, when I told her about it, she said, if this stuff does what it says it does, and I told her about the business, she says, this is something I can really, really take to the moon. So I'm very excited about that. And that was probably one of the best things about the whole week. And it just happened late Friday afternoon. But thank you to everybody that's here. And thank you, Michael and Tracy Joe, for bringing this to the world. It's a true blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing having all of you share your amazing experiences and miracles. So, and so many people are watching these shows. So I kudos to all of you that, had the courage to do it in the beginning. And some of you are like so inspired, you just come in and you just keep cheering. I love it. So, because that's the way it is. It never stops, the benefits from it. So thanks everybody that shared, and lots of love to you. And we'll see you guys next time. If you want to unmute and say good night.
I saw Sally brought Nick.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael and Tracy Joe.
Good night, everyone.
Fantastic shares tonight. Thank you.